It's going to make it extremely hard to reinstate them in the future. Republican Congresswoman from Florida and member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Ileana Ros-Lehtinen, joins us live from Miami. Congresswoman, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
All right, I want to touch on something Leland Vittert was just talking about from our Middle East Bureau, the fact that Israel's prime minister has reacted very strongly to this. They are one of our closest allies. What message does this deal send?
Well, there's no doubt that this is a real threat to Israel's security. The democratic state of Israel, the Jewish state of Israel, has been our strongest ally. And remember, Iran has said time and time again, death to Israel, death to the United States. They have not changed their tune. It is a state sponsor of terrorism. They want to wipe Israel off the map. And just because you have a new president who's smiling and using his charm offensive in Iran, and he's charming the pants off of us, but he's not, Netanyahu is not to be fooled. And what we have in this deal that was cut in secret, the details of which we're just coming to know now, is that it sets a lower bar than the UN Security Council resolutions. The UN Security Council resolutions were very specific, direct, and unambiguous. Iran has no right to enrich. Now, this deal that we have signed gives Iran that right to enrich. It doesn't matter how many times Secretary Kerry says that isn't not true. The Iranians are saying that it's true. And the proof will be, what will Iran be doing? Now, all of this is trying to not put any more sanctions on Iran. Sanctions are not just a process. It wasn't to get Iran to the negotiation table. It was to force Iran from having nuclear breakout capability. So this scenario, Shannon, is very dangerous for Israel. It's dangerous for the United States, and it's dangerous for an arms race that's going to build up in the entire Middle East. Saudis are going to have nuclear power, and so will all of our allies in that region.
All right, let's get to the point that you discussed there about enrichment and the rights to enrichment or no rights. Secretary Kerry today said this, and this is a quote: "There is no right to enrich. We do not recognize a right to enrich." He goes on to say it's clear in this treaty, this agreement, there is no right to enrich. And yet we have Iran's president saying this: no matter what interpretations are given, Iran's right to enrichment has been recognized in the text of the agreement. Is something getting lost in translation?
That's right, and we've got to look at the details, and I don't think that we should try to close our eyes and wish and pray that we've got this great deal. The United States was already negotiating position of weakness when we did not demand, as the first point, specifically, unambiguous, in a clear way, just like the UN Security Resolution said, that Iran has no right to enrich and will not be enriching. When you set a 5% level, or any level, that means that you have the right to enrich. And so it's not whether you have the right, it's whether you're going to be allowed to do it. So I think that you have to be careful about the semantics here. Whether you're saying that the right to enrich, we don't care about the right to enrich. We're saying that you're banned from enrichment. And that's what the UN Security Council resolutions did, and that's what this deal apparently ignores. Also, the Iraq ARAK reactor, that's designed to have plutonium. Plutonium can only be used to have a nuclear weapons program, not for the peaceful use of domestic energy. So the UN Security Council resolution says that Iraq ARAK facility will not be built, and yet this deal allows it to be built within specified requirements. So that's a lower bar than what we had all of these years at the UN Security Council resolution. Bad deal all around. We need sanctions, and we need to enforce them.
Congresswoman, we thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Shannon.
All right, and there's also this. You remember American pastor